Deshaun Watson is back on the practice field, at least for now, and the Browns just flipped the switch that turns his comeback from rumor to reality. The team opened his 21-day practice window. That's the NFL's 3-week test drive. Either the Browns activate him to the 53-man roster during that stretch, or he stays on PUP for the rest of the season. Simple deadline, big pressure. What we actually saw on the field Wednesday was a cautious but meaningful step. Watson in individual drills, throwing off to the side with Dillon Gabriel and Bailey Zappa, while Shedeur Sanders worked with the starters. It was controlled and deliberate, the kind of low-key progress you want to see after a guy who's had multiple major surgeries in the last 2 years. It doesn't mean he's ready to play on Sunday. It means the medical staff and coaches feel there's enough improvement to evaluate him in live practice. Let's get real about the context. Watson hasn't played since ripping his Achilles in October 2024, then suffering a re-rupture in January. He's also battled a fractured throwing shoulder in 2023 and missed big chunks of time in his career for other reasons. Yet, when you watch him move and throw in a limited setting, the athleticism and arm strength are still there. That's why the Browns open the window. Not to manufacture headlines, but to gather data. Can he handle practice reps? Can his body take the progressive load? Can he throw with anticipation and accuracy after so much downtime? Then there's the football side. The Browns are auditioning 2 rookies and trying to figure out whether to spend future draft capital on a signal caller. Shedeur Sanders has the hot seats glow right now. 2 starts and flashes that demand attention. Dillon Gabriel is waiting in the wings. Activating Watson would create a real decision. Insert a proven, high-priced veteran into a team that's giving a 5th-rounder live reps, or let the rookies run and gather tape for the front office. Money matters here in a painful, unavoidable way. Watson's 2026 cap charge is massive, north of $80 million before restructuring, and the Browns have already called the trade a big swing and a miss in public. That doesn't change the dollars on the books. If Watson proves he's healthy and effective, the Browns can try to rework the numbers and make it work. If he can't, the team will have to weigh roster control, optics, and long-term strategy against a guy who's still under a fully guaranteed contract. This 3-week window is as much a financial litmus test as a medical one. There are 3 realistic outcomes in the next 21 days. 1, Watson progresses through practice, looks good, and the Browns activate him. That scenario forces an immediate roster choice: who starts and what happens to the rookie development timeline. 2, Watson practices but isn't game ready, so the team keeps him on PP and focuses on letting Shedeur and Gabriel finish the season. That preserves evaluation time for the rookies and reduces the temptation to rush a return. 3, Watson shows a setback, or the staff decides the risk is too high. He goes back to IR, and the Browns get a clean slate to evaluate youth and plan for April. There's an intangible angle, too. Watson has been a coach in the room while rehabbing. He helped Gabriel and Sanders with reads, cadence notes, and game plan details. Having him out on the field again isn't just about snaps. It's about mentorship. For a rookie QB who didn't get a lot of first-team reps all year, practicing across from Watson could accelerate development in ways that don't show up in the box score. So what should you watch for this week? Practice volume. Is Watson only doing individual drills, or is he looking with the scout team and running scripted reps? Second, velocity and timing. Are his throws crisp and on time, or is there hesitation and a mechanical hitch? Third, mobility and burst. Can he plant without pain? Fourth, the team's language. If the Browns start hinting at a gradual reintroduction rather than a sudden activation, that's their medical group buying time. Let's be blunt. Even if Watson makes it back this season, Cleveland's quarterback question won't vanish overnight. This team has to decide whether to build around a veteran with a troubled, injury-marred recent history, or to prioritize the development of 2 promising young options. The cap realities complicate a clean answer, so the Browns may end up making a choice driven by finances as much as by football. Final frame: opening the practice window doesn't promise a comeback. It promises answers. For Watson, it's a chance to prove the work paid off. For Shedeur and Dillon, it's an interruption or an opportunity, depending on how you look at it. For the front office, It's data that will shape the offseason. Watch the practice snaps, not the headlines. This next 21 days will tell you far more about the Browns' immediate future than any hot take ever could. Deshaun Watson is finally back on a football field, but that doesn't mean he's anywhere close to playing. For the first time in almost a year, Watson practiced on Wednesday after the Browns opened his 21-day window off the PUP list. He took part in individual drills, moved smoothly, and threw the ball, and who hasn't had 3 major surgeries in 2 years. But whether he steps into a game this season, that's where everything gets complicated. Right now, Cleveland is all in on evaluating the future. Shedeur Sanders is being auditioned as the potential long-term starter and is expected to get the final 5 games. Rookie Dillon Gabriel is healthy again and waiting for his shot. And the Browns, sitting at 3-9, have no reason to rush Watson into live action after back-to-back Achilles surgeries and the shoulder operation that ended his 2023 season. There's also the business side. Watson's monstrous contract isn't going anywhere. He'll carry an $80.7 million cap number next season before it's restructured again, and he's locked in through 2026. No matter how much the franchise has regretted the trade at times, owner Jimmy Haslam even called it a big swing and a miss last March, Watson will be on the roster next year. For now, the Browns simply want to see him practice. Kevin Stefanski stressed that this is step 1. Helmet on, pads on, throwing again, maybe eventually running the scout team. Teammates were fired up to see him. Denzel Ward joked about trying to snag the first interception off him. Shedeur Sanders said you couldn't tell Watson had undergone 3 surgeries. And through all of this, Watson has been a mentor behind the scenes, helping Sanders and Gabriel prep for game plans, reading defenses, standing on the sideline breaking down coverages. Even Stefanski admitted his leadership has been invaluable. But the question remains, will he play? There are only 2 games left after his window closes, Steelers and Bengals, and the Browns haven't committed to anything. Stefanski isn't promising a timeline, and the team seems more focused on Watson getting comfortable in practice than rushing to test him in a lost season. Cleveland has decisions coming, 2 first-round picks in April. A quarterback room full of question marks, a massive contract that isn't going away, and a former superstar who hasn't played a full season since 2020. Watson believes a comeback is still in him. He said it himself. He feels like he has a lot of tread left on the tires, and every bit of doubt has only fueled him. What's unclear is whether the Browns will give him the chance to prove it in 2024, or if all eyes shift to next season for the real answer.